Well, the tightest of all three groups at this Copa America ends with the heavyweights Brazil against the minnows of Venezuela. Let's have a check on the team news for you. And Brazil have made two changes in their defeat here against Colombia a few days ago. In the absence of Neymar, Miranda is the new captain, with a start up front for Robinho, who appears for the first time at this tournament with big boots to fill. The other man who comes in is Philippe Coutinho. It's Fred who makes way for him. As for Venezuela, well, they named the same team for their first two games, but their hand has been forced tonight. Left back Fernando Amorebieta was sent off in their last match, so he serves a ban. In comes Gabriel Cicero. Otherwise the same team which beat Colombia and lost against Peru. Juan Arango is the veteran captain, and Salomon Rondon the lone striker, who could pose Brazil's backline a problem or two tonight. David Luiz remains on the bench for Brazil. He was dropped by Dunga for the last match. He remains amongst those in reserve tonight. Thiago Silva still in the team. And just like Brazil, Venezuela's bench is one short here because of the red card for Amorebieta last time out. But they still have 11 left in reserve to choose from if required. So big nights for this Brazilian side, led by Dunga. Can they do the job here and get the point they're required to book their place in the last eight? Let's confirm the state of play for you in Group C. Peru and Colombia drew 0-0 in Temuco earlier on, so the group is still so tight. Just 1 point divides the four teams. The simple story is that the winner in this match will go through, and a draw will take both teams through and send Colombia home. Peru are guaranteed to go through. Our referee is from Paraguay. He is Enrique Cáceres. His only previous outing at this tournament so far, the goalless draw between Mexico and Bolivia in the first round of group games. So life after Neymar in this tournament starts here for Brazil, although there will be an appeal against his 4-match ban. So there's a chance yet we might see Neymar in the late stages of this tournament, but for now Brazil must contend without him. Brazil beaten here by Colombia on Wednesday night, that 1-0 loss. We saw those ugly scenes at the end of the game, and there is Neymar, who was sent off after the final whistle, watching from the stands tonight. His tournament could yet be over. Time will tell. Venezuela began in spectacular fashion. They pulled off the big surprise of the opening round of games with their win over Colombia. They then lost against Peru in their last match. But this team has punched above their weight, just like 4 years ago. Now can they pull off the almighty shot and knock out Brazil with a win here in Santiago tonight? So we're all set. The group is perfectly poised. It could be dramatic as the curtain comes down on the first phase of the 2015 Copa America. Venezuela, the Vino Tinto, get the match underway, playing from right to left in this first half at the Estadio Monumental in the Chilean capital. Both teams know a draw would suffice. Let's wait and see whether either team gambles and goes for a win here. Brazil will want the win to try and improve the move back home after their defeat against Colombia, their first loss in 12 games. To create some positive headlines after all the talk of Neymar over the past 2 or 3 days. Here is Miranda, captaining his country for the first time. The only man to start every game in this second stint in charge of Carlos Dunga. Partnered by Thiago Silva in defence, who was the captain for the World Cup, of course, last year. And the man still in the team in preference to David Luiz. Brazil have won their last group game in 9 of the last 10 Copa America tournaments. have a fine record down the years against Venezuela too. This is the 7th time they met the Copa America. In Brazil, they've won 5 of the previous 6 meetings. And just the 1 draw, a 0-0 draw in La Plata in Argentina 4 years ago. Here is Robinho, appearing for the first time at the tournament. The man who won the Golden Boot when Brazil last won the Copa America 8 years ago. 31 years of age now. This is 98th cap. Did have a knee problem before the tournament and some family issues back home as well to contend with. But he's come in now when his country needs him most. There's the Venezuelan coach, Noel San Vicente, whose team have been uniting a divided nation. A real sense of pride and surprise back at home with the efforts of the Venezuelan team here in Chile. Dani Alves fouled there by Alejandro Guerra. Too much in that one. Dani Alves also an old stager now in relative terms in the Brazilian side, winning his 82nd cap. A man from Barcelona who was a late replacement for the injured Danilo just before the tournament. He's starting his 3rd match in a row at this competition. Here's Felipe Luis of Chelsea. Left by Coutinho. He was a half-time substitute in the game against Colombia here a few days back. And what was a pretty ineffective Brazilian performance. Foul this time is by Felipe Luis. The new left back under Dunga, replacing Marcelo in that position. Tommy Rincon went down there, but there was no foul given for that challenge. Rincon, one of the established forces in the Venezuelan team, their key link man in the midfield area. Rondon, the number 9, will lead the attack. He has scored their 1 goal here so far, the winner against Colombia in their first group game. There's Gabriel Cicero, who's coming in place of the suspended Fernando Amorabieta. After his red card, Venezuela had to play for the best part of an hour with 10 men against Peru in their last game. Eventually going down to Claudio Pizarro's late winner for the Peruvian side. Remember, Peru, with their draw against Colombia earlier on, have guaranteed their spots in the quarterfinals. Will it be either one or both of these teams who join them? Dani Alves feeling hard done by here as Venezuela received the free kick with that challenge on Rincon. So first set piece here for Brazil to contend with. It was a set piece which caught the man against Colombia. And when Jason Murillo scored the Colombian winner. It's a deep ball in. And the looping header came in from Cicero. He has scored 1 goal at the Copa before. It was in the quarter-final match against Chile 4 years ago when Venezuela beat Chile, reached the semi-finals, their best ever achievement at the Copa America. Ended up being beaten by Paraguay in a penalty shootout in the semi-final. He's given away midfield there by Guerra from Venezuela. Coutinho picks it up. Here's Willian. Now Elias. Good ball for Dani Alves. He's behind Roberto Firmino. Dani Alves can try again. It's a better ball that time. Turned aside by Túnez. Diaz. Rubinho. Turn on by Rincon. The man mopping up here is Miranda. He was the captain on only his 19th cap for his country. Not picked for the World Cup last year. Luis Felipe Scolari. Rubinho, great pass by Wooding to find him. Then it came for Coutinho. There's a flag up on this near side. Venezuela there was suggesting that the offside flag should have gone up. It's a lovely ball that to Rubinho. He pulled it down superbly. And then when Coutinho had the effort there, Rubinho was in the offside position. And the referee has overruled the assistant referee. Will be a corner. That swinging ball. Dani Alves. Coutinho. Turned away by Vizcarrondo. Coutinho's there with the header. Rubinho. Blocked by Cicero. And a good spell here for Brazil. It's Fernandinho towards the defensive midfield area. Amongst those in the box, it's volleyed home by Thiago Silva. What a fantastic finish! And Brazil strike first in this Group C climax. It was a wonderful shot. And a goal which means, as things stand, Brazil are heading for the last 8, despite the absence of Neymar. It also means Venezuela could be heading out. Rubinho's ball in. Thiago Silva got in front of his defender, Andres Túnez. And he caught the volley so sweetly. It was flying past Adam Baroja in the Venezuelan goal. And the former captain, Thiago Silva, gives Brazil the advantage here in Santiago. His 4th goal for Brazil. His first since the World Cup last year, that quarter-final match against Colombia. And the man who had been dropped by Dunga, brought back in. And he has had the perfect impact for his country here. Here's Rondon now for Venezuela. Referee take the advantage. It's Guerra into Rondon. Rango was there too. Here's Roberto Rosales. Back went Coutinho. Rosales again. Good tackle by Miranda. Goal that stung Venezuela into action here. Sayas. Tackle by Fernandinho. Then on by Rincon. Miranda eventually by the block off Rincon. We'll see that ball go behind for the goal kick. Another reminder for you of the group scenario. If Brazil win this game, they have the lead here now, they would have 6 points from their 3 games and they would be top of the group. Above Peru, and Colombia would be 3rd and they would qualify as one of the 2 best 3rd place sides across the 3 groups. Venezuela on just 3 points would be heading out. So whatever happens now, Venezuela must score tonight if they're to stay in the Copa America. Rondon beat 2 there by Thiago Silva. And a foul by Rondon. From the other factors which will determine the effort these two sides put in some sense is who they will play in the potential quarter-final ties, because the winner of this group will play their quarter-final match against Paraguay. The team who finishes second will play their last 8 game against Bolivia. So they might feel there's an advantage in coming second in the group rather than first. And the team who finishes third will face Argentina in their quarter-final tie in Villa del Mar on Friday evening. It's the one which everyone wants to avoid. Lots of permutations in this finale to the group stage of the Copa America in Santiago tonight. As I mentioned earlier, Brazil just want the win, just to put some smiles back on Brazilian faces again. Try and get some momentum behind them before the knockout stages here. And they're aiming to win this trophy for the 4th time in the last 6 tournaments. Eight-time champions of South America. The last one 8 years ago when it was staged in Venezuela, when Robinho was the star man. Won the Golden Boot and was named the player of the tournament. 8 years ago, Brazil actually finished second in their group and went on to win the title. Who knows what will transpire over the coming days and even over this night here tonight. Here's Citaro for Venezuela. Too far off, falling in the way of Flanarango there. Block was by Fernandinho. San Vicente, who organised his team superbly for their 1-0 win over Colombia, now knows his team have to push out a touch and try and pose a question or two of Dunga's side here. And Dunga tasting defeat for the first time in his second spell in charge of Brazil on Wednesday night. 11 straight wins until that match. Many felt he dragged Brazil back towards their best. Brazil have been pretty unconvincing in the tournament so far. And without their star man as well. No Brazilian will want to recall the last time they had a crucial fixture without Neymar. Small matter of that 7-1 loss against Germany in Belo Horizonte. Long odds on that scoreline here, but Venezuela do have some prowess themselves, and they won't go down lightly. Rosales. Rincon. Here's Willian. Coutinho. Thiago Silva, a man whose goal in the 9th minute divides these two sides. Miranda. Felipe Luis. Fernandinho, given time to pick the pass, and he's picked out Dani Alves. And that's swept towards goal. First time by Robinho. Brilliant technique. Just too high. That would have been some way to double their advantage. Caught it so well. Wasn't quite dipping in time, but you can see Baraja in the Venezuelan goal was mightily concerned by that. Would have been a contender for goal of the tournament so far. Firmino. Here's Rondon. Tackle came in from Fernandinho. The two were paired together at the group stage 4 years ago in Argentina. Both sides went through, finishing as the top two teams in the group with 5 points apiece. Brazil edging ahead of Venezuela on goal difference. Say Venezuela have to score tonight. They've only ever scored 6 goals in 21 previous matches against Brazil, and just 1 goal in their last 6 games at the Copa America. But as we've seen in this tournament so far, Brazil's defence is not particularly strong right now. Venezuela will be hopeful of conjuring a chance or two tonight. Good jump there by Rincon. Couldn't quite link up with Ronald Vargas on the far side. Here's Sayas. Arango. Touched wide by Vargas. This is Rosales. Terrific jump there by Thiago Silva. Guerra. Up against Dani Alves. Citaro. Here's Sayas. Space here for Vargas. Brazil switched off there for a split second. Ronald Vargas, the attacking midfield player, who scored his first international goal against Brazil in a friendly match 7 years ago, a 2-0 win in the USA for Venezuela. And if the goal would divide these two sides again, and you see it there, maybe raise a question about the goalkeeper, Alan Baroja. Yes, it was a very powerful volley by Thiago Silva, but it was straight down the goalkeeper's throat. Couldn't react in time to push the ball away. Here's Baroja. It's only his 6th cap, this. Spent his whole career in Venezuela. Plays in Caracas, the capital. His debut only came earlier on this year. Set piece defending there has really cost Venezuela. Yeah, plenty of time left to put things right here. Venezuelan fans are outnumbered here by the Brazilians in Santiago, but it's far from full, this stadium. It's a capacity of just shy of 50,000, the home of Colo-Colo, the most successful club team in Chilean football down the years. The only Chilean club side to win the Copa Libertadores, the South American Champions League. The southeast here of the city of Santiago, the Chilean captain, the suburb of Macul. Santiago lying between the Great Andes to the east and the Pacific Ocean to the west. This is the second of 2 games here at this tournament, with the first being the Brazil-Colombia match earlier this week. It's the Estadio Nacional in Santiago, which will host the final on July the 4th. The contenders are now lining up. Chile, the host nation, through. The favourites, Argentina, also going through, and the holders, Uruguay. And the first quarter-final will be in Santiago on Wednesday, and it will be the hosts against the holders, Chile against Uruguay. And that will be quite some occasion. There's two teams here still battling to ensure their place in the last 8. A reminder for you, a draw would suffice for both. A Brazil win here would knock out Venezuela. Here's Vizcarrondo. An experienced defender, his 3rd Copa America tournament this. Coutinho. Juan Arango, most capped player in Venezuelan history, cap 127 for him here this evening. Rubinho, now just 2 shy of a century caps for Brazil. Willian, poked on for Rubinho. Túnez was tagged to his man. Dani Alves. Rubinho. Here's Miranda. Felipe Luis. Coutinho. Left by Rubinho. Willian. See what he was trying to do there, the backward towards Rubinho, but it didn't quite come off. Brazil will make do with the throw as we just move past the midway point of the first half here. Willian. This is Brazil's best spell since they scored the goal. Felipe Luis. Stinging shot. But right behind it in the Venezuelan goal. Decent chance there for Brazil. Now they have a corner. Thiago Silva's up there again. It's him jumping again. It's Rubinho. Thiago Silva. Real pinball in the box. Venezuela just about survived. Thiago Silva let fly there. You're expecting his 2nd goal to arrive. Rubinho, now Willian. Dani Alves, almost picking out Coutinho. Coutinho went down. Dani Alves with a shot. Good pressure here from Brazil. A few sights of goal there in which they may have had the chance to double their lead. Here's Vargas for Venezuela, up to Arango. Rincon. Solomon Rondon beat to by Thiago Silva. Rubinho. Willian. Driving dart forward here by Willian. Out in support. Fernandinho. Felipe Luis. Brazil have found some rhythm here. Coutinho. Laid off by Firmino. It's a poor pass though by him. And now Arango, Venezuela, with a chance to break out. Guerra. Not too many teammates advance of him there, so he had to check back. But they've done well to keep it, but not for long. One met by Elias. Now Rubinho. Dani Alves. Rubinho, who's now back in Brazil these days, playing with Santos. Back at the club where he began his career, his 3rd stint at Santos. We do feel his career never really matched his potential. One of many players down the years who was picked out as the heir apparent to Pelé. Rubinho was picked out by Pelé himself when he was just 15. He has won 5 league titles down the years. 2 at Real Madrid, 1 in Serie A. He had that spell playing in English football too when he arrived for big money at Manchester City. 31 years of age now and still with much to offer to this Brazilian national side. And his last goal for Brazil came nearly 2 years ago now.
That's where Coutinho went down a few moments ago, suggesting he was fouled by Osvaldo Vizcarrondo. There was a bit of contact from behind, but never sufficient to see Coutinho go down like that. The referee had a very good view of it, was spot on not to award a penalty. Whistle is blown though here as Willian hits the deck. Brazil swiftly on with play. Felipe Luis with a switch of play for Dani Alves. Robinho into Willian. Fernandinho. Felipe Luis. Estéas. Shot clear by Bordoja. Rango, he was caught there by Fernandinho. Has to watch his step this evening. Fernandinho, a yellow card would see him suspended for a potential quarter-final match. One of 3 players in the Brazilian team here who are on that particular brink. The other 2 being Felipe Luis and Roberto Firmino. And it's some way out, this free kick. But Jefferson, Brazil's goalkeeper, has stationed, I think, what will be a one-man defensive wall in the end, consisting of Robinho, Roberto Rosales stands over the free kick. Just short of half an hour gone. Can Venezuela kickstart their campaign again with the equalising goal here? It's a low ball in, flicked on by Tunes. Gratefully gathered by Jefferson. Maybe one they've worked on there. A flick through to one of those 4 on-rushing players, but didn't fall for any in the Vino Tinto shirt. Brazil began this tournament as the second favourites to win it, behind only Argentina. Not sure whether those odds are still the same right now, and I thought Chile, off the back of their 5-0 win over Bolivia a couple of nights ago, and they really put down a marker of their intent here. Maybe, in the eyes of some pundits, a better place to win this tournament, particularly with the support of being the host nation. They will have that very tough quarter-final match against the holders Uruguay to get past first before they advance deeper into the knockout rounds. Argentina went through with 2 wins and a draw from their 3 group games. 1-0 success over Jamaica last night. As it stands here, would be the Colombia going through along with Peru and Brazil from this group. Going through as being one of the 2 best third-place sides, along with Uruguay. Elias, it's a good ball. Offside though against Coutinho. Well, how close was this? Not particularly close. Referee was spot on there with the help of the assistant referee to peg back Felipe Coutinho. Not scored for Brazil. He scored some special goals for Liverpool at club level this season. It's the first game here due to illness when he was set to start that match. Came off the bench at half-time in the last game. And he has his first start of the tournament here tonight. And he can be a real creative force in the Brazilian team. They require that in the absence of Neymar. Elias plays in Brazil for Corinthians. Turned 30 last month. Elias returned to the setup under Dunga. On the squad for the last Copa America 4 years ago, but was not in the thinking of the previous coach, Luis Felipe Scolari. They became under Mano Menezes 5 years back. Menezes, who led Brazil to the quarterfinals only 4 years ago. Ended up being beaten by Paraguay on penalties in the last 8 in that tournament in Argentina. And they're hoping this year's tournament and a possibility of winning it would mark their return to the top level of world football after that debacle of Belo Horizonte 12 months ago. It's been a long road back. Brazilian team trying to recapture their place in the hearts and minds of not only their own fans but also the watching world. Dani Alves there with a quick free kick. Rubinho linking up with Firmino. Rubinho couldn't quite get past Thomas Rincon. Now it's Felipe Luis. 10 minutes to half-time here. Goal from Thiago Silva. The difference as we stand. Here's Firmino. It's a promising run this. And it was halted by Andres Túnez. Every time Brazil get a corner, we fear for Venezuela's defence. Professors Miranda and Vizcarrondo being spoken to there in no uncertain terms by a Paraguayan referee. And renew their battle by the near post. Thiago Silva was jumping once again. It's a free kick given to Venezuela. A team who, if you believe the FIFA World Rankings, are the third weakest side in South America. Ranked 72nd in the world right now, above only Paraguay and Bolivia. Both of those two teams have reached the last 8 in this tournament. Brazil are 5th in the world right now, behind Argentina and Colombia. Good job there by Miranda, then turned now by Coutinho, away by Sayas. Touchdown
by Vargas. Can't really think of a clear chance so far for Venezuela. As we move towards half-time, they have to find something in front of goal to keep alive their Copa campaign. It's Brazil looking far more likely to score at the other end. Coutinho. Here's Willian. Now Thiago Silva. Fernandinho. David Luiz. Willian was tackled, but the ball came the way of Felipe Luiz. Dani Alves. It's given away to Arango. Just when Brazil were looking very confident there in possession. Here's Rincon. Vargas. Sayas. Alejandro Guerra. Well held up there by Rondon, but couldn't make the ball stick. And Firmino has found Robinho. Robinho going on. He's picked out Willian. And Willian went for goal. Pushed aside by Baroja. That was a promising break there by Brazil. Unselfish stuff in the end by Robinho. You had the sense here he would have a pop towards goal himself. And Willian, from a tight angle here, maybe better serves playing that ball across the box. Willian's corner. Hit towards goal. That's Miranda, who couldn't mark his captaincy for the night with his first international goal. Dunga, who led Brazil to victory in the Copa America 8 years ago in Venezuela. And here became a fine Argentinian side. It's a case of job done in terms of his first half performance here tonight, but I still think Brazil can produce better. It has been a vast improvement though compared to their previous performance against Colombia. They're doing what they require up to now. Sayas bent into the path of Roberto Rosales. Here's Rincon. Rosales once again. 3 in the box to aim for here for Venezuela. This is Sayas. It's a really poor touch by Rosales. Just when Venezuela were mounting some pressure. Gives Brazil the chance to push their defensive line up the pitch once again. Header out there by Thiago Silva. Now Willian. Roberto Firmino. He's met with many teams in English football over the past few weeks and months. He plays now for Hoffenheim in Germany. Hoping to catch the eye of one of the many scouts who are in the stands here for these Copa America games. Miranda. Felipe Luiz.
No sign of Venezuela gambling too much just yet. And I'm sure there's still just one goal down. Come the last quarter of an hour or so, it will be all out attack as they try and stay in the tournament. Here's William. Second goal for Brazil. Really diminish their chances of doing just that. Here's Elias into Firmino. Now Coutinho. Well worked for Felipe Luis. The out was by Tunes. Arango. Looking for Sayas. Good tackle by Dani Alves. Fernandinho. Miranda. It's a former club mate of the left back Felipe Luis in their time with Atletico Madrid together. Miranda still there in Spain. Felipe Luis now with Chelsea. The league title winner in his first year in English football. Thumped forward by Thiago Silva. Vizcarrondo with the header. Sanchez goes back to his goalkeeper. Rosales. It's a low ball into the feet of Rondon. Here's Vargas. Now Arango. And Guerra. Might be a chance coming here for Venezuela. Cicero's ball in, a teasing one. Drifting just away from goal in the end, but Jefferson was concerned there for a moment. Looping over his head. Not too sure. He was convinced that was going wide. Missed the angle of the post and bar there by a whisker. And it would have been very fortuitous had that got Venezuela back on level terms. But those fans would certainly have taken it. I'd like to see some smiles on Venezuelan faces. There have been some pretty tough economic and social times back at home. But the fans right behind their football players here. Uniting behind the Venezuelan football cause. The team have some defending to be done here as we tick towards half-time. It's deemed to be a foul there by Ronald Vargas. And it will produce the game's first yellow card. Vargas in the book, not one of the four Venezuelan players who would be in danger of missing a potential quarter-final match with the booking tonight. There were no complaints there at all. Missed the ball. Took a big chunk of Firmino. And he was set for a dart there towards the Venezuelan goal. So we're into first half stoppage time. Just the 1 minute of that. It's not been the highest tempo fair here. Despite being behind, Noel Salvicente knows Venezuela are still in with a chance here. They'll certainly need more in the final third in the second half. As things stand, they would be heading out of the tournament. Foul this time is by Luis Manuel Sayas. In the first half stoppage time. Looks as though he too will receive a yellow card. And he is one of the players who was on the brink of a ban. Now he knows he will be suspended if Venezuela progress
through the group tonight. Two bookings in double quick time there for Venezuela. It will mean this first half will end with a Brazilian free kick. There's the half-time whistle at the Estadio Monumental. So far, so good for Brazil. Leading here by 1-0. The goal was scored by Thiago Silva after only 9 minutes. But as things stand, it will be Venezuela who will be heading out of the Copa America with this half-time score in Santiago of Brazil 1, Venezuela 0.
Queremos saludar a los patrocinadores oficiales de la Copa América Chile 2015. Mastercard, la tarjeta oficial. Santander, el banco oficial.